All right, hi everybody. It is just before midnight Tuesday night through early Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist David Glenn live here. I wanted to give you an update. This won't be a lengthy, long storm tracking because things are a lot weaker than they were a few hours ago. But based on our previous storm tracking, we had to break away so we could do our newscast. And hopefully you were watching that. And we kind of talked about things were kind of calming down just a little bit. So I wanted to give you just kind of an update on what's happening now, give you some peace of mind and show what's happening through the rest of the overnight hours, and we'll kind of go from there. So not lasting all night long here on this stream. I like to kind of limit the streams of when things are really active. So I don't want you to have to stay awake if things aren't too bad out there. So we want to get you caught up on what's happening. So let's take a look at who's watching right now. We got Sarah, Ryder, Darlene all watching. Thanks for watching. And, we'll show you what's going on out there and kind of get you the rest of the night. I mentioned in the previous stream how the air mass is a bit more stable over us than it was to the west, where it got a little warmer, and that late day heating through the early evening allowed some of those storms to the west to get a little stronger. And as they moved into that more stable air mass over us, things kind of calmed down a bit. And we have seen that trend. It's still raining, moderate to times heavy downpours, but as far as the extent of it being severe, it's not as bad. You can see again this broad area of heavy rain, Bledsoe County, through Sequatchie, through Marion, all the way down through Jackson County. A couple of advisories here. These are more for just some wind gust. It's not necessarily severe, but keep in mind you're going to see some gusts along that, and I'll show you the velocity scan coming up there. So let's zoom in just a little bit. Got some heavy downpours across Marion County. Whitwell getting some downpours. Not much lightning with this. I'm not seeing a whole lot of lightning with it at all. Whitwell, Jasper, north of Orem over to Sherwood. That's on into Franklin County. So again, things are a little bit calmer there. Downpours right up and down 127 at the heart of the Sequatchie Valley, all the way to Pikeville, Sale Creek, Dayton. All getting some moderate downpours. Same thing, Spring City, up to about the Crossville area, all moving off to the east and northeast. Eventually, this will start moving into Hamilton County between the midnight, 1 a.m. hour, mainly rain. And I should mention that we are getting closer to the May rainfall record. Here's where we stand as of this moment. 11.55 inches for the month of May so far. And with some downpours coming in through the overnight, that could push us over the record, possibly. And we got other chances on Thursday and through early Friday morning. That pretty much, if we don't get it overnight, we'll go across that finish line Thursday, Friday. It's not a record you really want to celebrate because it means some flash flooding around, but it's going to go down possibly in the record books. If not the wettest, the second wettest, but I think we are on par for maybe tonight passing that, but at the very least, possibly by Thursday, passing that record. And again, these downpours that are coming in could easily produce well over a half inch of rain. It's pretty moderate downpours also. Let's show you the velocity scan or the winds within this. So this radar is going to look a little different. That's reflectivity showing you the rain. And then there's the velocity scan. And mainly we're seeing some straight line wind gusts with that, but the gusts are a lot weaker than they once were. Let me just give an example. This is along Highway 27 between Whitwell over to Edwards Point. Gust 35 to 40. That's above the surface. So at the higher elevations, you might be getting some gust around that strength. Yeah, that's way below anything severe, but some wind-driven rain. Understand that. But it's not like what it once was, where we had rotation going on. The stronger straight line wind gusts that were in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. So it's still there in pockets. You can see the bright red from Dunlap to east of Whitwell. There are some strong gusts there. Let's take a look in here. And again, these are above the surface gust, 35. Southern Bledsoe County, 36. Again, this is above the surface. But again, kind of windy and rainy there, but not to where it once was. And there are no advisories out there. Let's go to the south and west where there is an advisory over Jackson and parts of DeKalb County. Again, this is a below severe level statement out till 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. Could have wind gusts up to 40, and these storms are moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. So looking at it from a velocity point of view, you can again see, I'll take the advisory off. The gusty winds, those pockets of them are right here. See it where it kind of wavy just a little bit? So let's just take a look at this. About 30 miles an hour. Again, the negative just means that's moving toward the radar and away from the radar. So 30 miles an hour. So about the same range, just above the surface. So 30 to 40 potentially there as it moves through. Going back to the reflectivity scan, you can see some pretty good downpours in around the Scottsboro area. So if we kind of track this moving along, we'll just take that leading edge there. We'll back it up just a little bit. See how it's moving to the northeast. So we'll just take that front edge right here near Scottsboro. I messed up the tracker. My bad. The tracker's messing up there. So let's do it this way. So that little batch of rain there near Scottsboro, if it moves northeast at 20, up near Stevenson by 1154 Central, Sulphur Springs into that northern part of Jackson County to about midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern. So again, mainly rain and some wind gusts, but at this point, not rotating storms, not as severe as it was several hours ago. And the good thing is looking at storm reports, there weren't many in North Alabama where those several, radar indicated tornado warnings were during the 9 to 10 o'clock Eastern time frame, and still no rotating storms at the moment. So again, locally, we got some pretty heavy downpours south of Pittsburgh, back to Mount Eagle. So that both up and down Mount Eagle there, slow going there. Over to Whitwell, heavy downpours up around Dunlap. So mainly just pretty much rain and some wind-driven rain at that moving through. Saudi, Sale Creek, some downpours up to Pikeville, Spring City. So rainy night coming up. I would say once we get past 2 a.m. and beyond, most of this is kind of moving away to the east. I'm seeing some of you asking online, what about as far east as Reliance? It's going to be a while. These have been moving at a turtle's pace. So toward Reliance, it's going to be, I'd say, after 2 a.m. before it kind of gets over there. And it's mainly downpours, okay? It's mainly just another round of downpours, which we're just, everybody's sick of. So if you have storm fatigue, I have storm fatigue too. I don't get pleasure in talking about this every day, but next week looks a lot better, Next week looks hot, really normal hot. Our normal high is 84, and I see a lot of days 84, 85 next week. So it'll be normal. It's just going to feel hot because it just hadn't been hot here for the past couple of days and weeks. Farther south again, this is a small advisory out here. I believe that's out till midnight Eastern Central. No, 11:30. So about the next half hour. And again, it's just for some wind gusts upwards around 40. Those stronger gusts are right near the border with Jackson County. So again, some rain and some gusts, but we're not seeing these as strong as they once were. And again, the farther east they move, I showed earlier in our newscast the temperatures, and I'll show you it here also. It's a bit more stable with the air mass there. And that's the reason why these have not been too bad. See, we're in the low 60s, upper 50s. Also note something else. Look where the winds are coming from across North Alabama. This is where the source region was of those storms. Unidirectional flow. For us, it's mainly coming in from the southeast. So sort of that, what we call the upper level wedge of cool air coming in from the east, we're kind of surrounded by that. So as these storms have been moving in to this area, they were gradually weakening a bit. There wasn't enough fuel to keep them maintaining there, keep them severe like they had to the west. But temperatures back here were much warmer than what we had today. So being cool is a good thing. And again, there's that rainfall record that if we get half inch or less overnight, that'll push us over that 1929 record. Every century, it's bound to happen. But again, we're not seeing anything severe at the moment. Everything's below severe levels. So this is not a lengthy storm tracking because there's not a whole lot of storms to track. But I just wanted to let you all know, if you were watching our earlier stream and our newscast, I'm just giving you an update for the overnight hours on what to expect. Basically what to expect with this moving in, downpours, breezy, but it looks like, again, below severe levels, breezy and rainy through the night. But with it falling on already saturated ground, there is going to be that risk of flash flooding in spots. Not much lightning with this, so maybe an occasional clap of thunder, but not too frequent. Again, between now and 1 a.m. Eastern, Calhoun, Athens, Inglewood, Etowah, Cleveland, Ottawa, between now and 1 a.m., that rain will start moving your way. But again, nothing severe with that. And the same thing through Jackson, DeKalb County. That cell there does have some wind gust potential into southern Jackson County. So be aware in Scottsboro between now and the bottom of the half hour, some gusts and heavy downpours. But again, this is an advisory that's below severe levels. Wider view shows you the first round of rain we had earlier on today moving away. That soaked us during the afternoon. Now we got dispatch here. It's a real slow moving one. The upper level wind flow is just cut off there basically. So we'll be in a little bit of a lull. This will kind of keep us kind of wet through tomorrow morning. So when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be just like the past several days. You're going to be like, is this Groundhog Day? Is this happening all over again? Well, yeah, it will. Like early Wednesday morning is going to be cloudy and wet and 60s. But don't give up hope. It's going to be a little better during the day. Watch what happens. We go toward midday tomorrow. Here comes the sun. They should write a song about that. You get into the afternoon, low to mid 80s. Still a couple of spotty showers during the afternoon, and you'll see those kind of dotted around the radar screen here and there, but nothing like yesterday, what we had Tuesday. Instead, it's going to be much, much warmer. Now, this is a temporary break, but we're getting there, okay? Temporary break, because once we get toward Thursday, here comes the rain again. And this will keep us a little bit lower with temperatures, 60s, maybe jumping to the mid-70s with some breaks. But throughout the afternoon, it's just going to be kind of wet again with off and on showers, and eventually kind of low to mid-70s in the late day. Then through Friday morning, here comes a game changer. All right, this is a cold front coming in. So it does mean a stormy start Friday morning. Pretty low in severe threat, kind of loud though with some thunder and lightning. Once we're past that for Friday morning, Friday afternoon improves quite a bit. We'll have a northwesterly flow coming in that'll lower that humidity, dry us out, push the rain away, and then it's going to set up a pretty cool Saturday morning. At temperature Saturday down to the 50s early Saturday morning. The rest of the day Saturday has sunshine, and we're going to be a whole lot better. In fact, let me show you a couple of forecasts here. First, the planner for the rest of the day, Wednesday, today, since it's now technically Wednesday. It's going to get off to a cloudy, rainy start. Okay, just like the past couple of days. Sun breaking through around midday, more sun through the afternoon, just an isolated shower, temperatures up near 80, much warmer than it was on Tuesday. In your 7-day forecast, finally light at the end of the tunnel here. We got some morning storms Friday. Again, that's during the morning. Saturday, double thumbs up. Looks fantastic. A cool morning, though. Look at that. 50s early, a low humid 80 for the afternoon. Now, there is a small thunder shower chance Sunday afternoon. I don't think anything like last Sunday. That's mainly late afternoon. But then look at the start of next week. Start June. June begins here, and look at that first full week of June. That's what June feels like. Mid-80s, comfortable mornings in the 60s. That's pool weather. That's lake weather. That's summertime. Yeah, that's what awaits us next week. Then we all go outside and play and fight the mosquitoes because it's so wet. And I'm not joking about that either. You definitely want to empty out any pots that fill it with water and be aware of mosquitoes because it is going to be a big problem next week. But let's go one more time to the radar view and just show you basically for the next couple of hours of the overnight, it's basically breezy and rainy. Most of this is below severe levels, but I just wanted to come back on and give you a brief update because it was a little busy a couple of hours ago. So again, we got some downpours from South Pittsburgh, Whitwell. This is reflectivity. So this is all where you see the yellow and orange, moderate to heavy downpours. Same thing, Dunlap, Saudi, Dayton, up to Pikeville, Spring City, up to Crossville, just moderate downpours. So Decatur, 10 Mile, with before 1 a.m., Athens, Calhoun, Inglewood, Etowah, Cleveland. This is all moving your way. Ringgold, Dalton, it'll be after 1, say 1 to 2. Some of this is coming in, but it may not be quite as heavy. It may be more heavy north of you, but still be some showers sneaking in out of North Alabama. These have some strong gusts with it as well, but just keep that in mind. That'll be kind of moving on through. So, we'll kind of keep an eye on things, but just wanted to show you what's happening out there. Let me show you the velocity scan. Again, we'll show you where the winds are with this. Again, you're looking at red. This is moving away from the radar. Okay. Radar being in High Top, Alabama. So you can see that across Marion County, for example, the brighter reds indicate where there are some stronger gusts above the surface. So just give you an idea of that strength level, about 30, 35 miles an hour. That's above the surface. So at the surface, about 25 to 30. So it's a little breezy with the rain, a little bit more noticeable at the mountaintops. Let's go up toward Sequatchie County. Same thing. We're looking at some wind gust, close to 30, a little over 30. So it's breezy and rainy there. The severe threshold is 58 miles an hour. And then down here in North Alabama, where you got this advisory out, I'll take this advisory off so you can see a little bit better. The gust potential is right about there. Okay. And just to give you an idea, these little pockets right there along Alabama Highway 79, close to 30 miles an hour. Near Scottsboro, around 20. So 20 to 30 miles an hour above the surface there. So windy and rainy. Now you're looking at reflectivity again, which is the rainfall rate. So not much lightning with it, but heavy downpours around Scottsboro. So just keep that in mind. Henniger, as it moves northeast, it'll bring some downpours towards Dade County, after 1 a.m. So that's basically what we're looking at for the remainder of the overnight hours. All right, folks, that's it for this brief update. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Definitely stay safe overnight if you have to travel with excessive runoff and flash flooding. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Do not cross over flooded roadways. Don't try to walk through flooded roadways. That turn around, don't drown, it means business, okay? So we'll get more moderate to heavy rain overnight. We do get a break tomorrow. Some sun will be out in the afternoon before the rain comes back late week. And then next week, it looks fantastic. We finally get out of this pattern. And Groundhog Day repeating itself will be over. All right. Stay safe, everybody. We'll be watching. If need be, we'll have more updates if anything becomes more severe. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great night. Stay safe. And be sure to tune in to meteorologist Olivia Glass at 4 a.m. on Good Morning Chattanooga. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.